Okay, this is episode 15, I think, of me sitting down once a week talking about life and business. Welcome back to Monday Diaries. Okay, as usual, this is going to be raw, uncut, almost backed into my brother's car there, version of me giving updates. Last week I spoke about the story of Brand Booster, taking that to $3 million and all the way down to zero or thereabouts. So that's a banger, probably the rawest and most vulnerable I've been in these episodes. I got a lot of feedback actually, so people reaching out and saying, hey, I'm really grateful for you sharing this. I feel like a lot of people don't talk to this magnitude about numbers, about taboo things, and that's kind of my whole point with this series, is to first of all document for myself, but also to share the stuff that people don't usually share when it comes to online and the interwebs. So glad that was helpful for some of you, and go check that out. But because I filmed that episode last week, I didn't do the update, the weekly update episode. So I'm kind of recapping 2 weeks right now, and the setup in here is pretty comical. I've got the back is full of shit right now because we just got back from a week camping down south, and I got my laptop here. I've got my phone connected to my little sister's light stand and shoved in my door. I'll show you behind the scenes what it looks like. And I'm just driving, and I was inspired to drive just because we've been driving for this road trip in the last week. And I don't know if the camera's shaking right now, maybe it is. I'll pull over soon, but to keep up with that theme, I just wanted to keep driving and talking as we went and give you an update. So I got my notes here, but I'm going to look at it very sparingly. A couple of weeks ago was my birthday, my 26th birthday, and funnily enough, I was a little bit sick that day, and it wasn't a relaxed day by any means. My mum actually hit me up about this AI conference or seminar from a guy that she really admired for many years and convinced me to go along with my brother and Alina. And so I spent my entire birthday at a conference or a seminar, and it was kind of like fun because it reminded me a lot of my childhood. For many years in my early teens, my parents were going to every seminar you could think of, Tony Robbins, Roy McDonald, like all of these people speaking about a lot of personal development, but also investments and all sorts of stuff. And they drag us along to as many of them as they could. So we got to experience a lot of that stuff, and it planted a lot of seeds for me. So it kind of felt like a throwback to my childhood. And I realized as well that my parents have been such a big part of my upbringing and me leading to me doing what I'm doing and me having opportunities in business. It was kind of a nostalgic throwback more than anything, but it was my birthday nonetheless. And I don't know, for me, birthdays are just another day. I don't feel any different necessarily, just another day to keep doing what I'm doing, keep working on the mission, keep enjoying and finding happiness as well. So that's the birthday update. We launched Art of Mondays on social. So Art of Mondays is the company I'm working on now. We launched the social media finally after just kind of building in stealth for a long time, and just started to piece together a content strategy and get it out in the world a bit more. So I've got some stats. I'm actually going to pull over before I read them because I can barely read that screen right now. But I do have some stats I'll share with you on what's happened recently with the socials and kind of the results of that. So let me see if I can pull over for a second. So, one thing I wanted to mention is that I fucked up the video and I posted it and it was too long, so it just cut off like 3/4 of the way through the video. I didn't realize when I posted it, so it was live for like 2 days. I realized, and I was like, this is such a great example of imperfection and just embracing the messiness. And I just left it up, and it's still there if you want to go see it. But just this cut off video when we first launched our socials. So most people would delete it and do it again, but I just wanted to leave it. And at the time of recording this, the new account has reached 25,000 people. It's had 2,580 profile visits, 447 followers, 252 link clicks, and we had 8 applications for Art of Mondays. 2 of them were unfinished, so really 6. We also captured another 62 emails. I talked about the founder residency in Greece again, and people tend to be pretty curious about that. when I talk about it, so they drop their email to find out more about that. So now we have a total email subscriber list of 405 people. Sorry, 605 people. That's 605 people that have given us permission to email them about what we're doing, which is kind of a wild thing, because it's really cool when you look at the scheme of things. Like, you look at a beach full of people, for example, and there wouldn't be nearly 600 people here. You'd look at a little crowded show and you'd have 600 people all there just to hear what you have to say. So I think it's so easy to think about people as numbers and metrics when you really go down to the macro or micro, I should say, and see the person for who they are. It's a really big impact kind of thing. So that was a little ramble from me. We welcomed 3 new members this month to Art of Mondays. So that was one for the early movers membership. That's the sort of early stage founders group, and then 2 for the main membership. And I know you guys are loving these member spotlight videos. So I'll talk about one of the new members, Maddie Banks from Merchants of the Sun. A lot of you guys watching probably know who that is. And incredible jewelry brand. I've always admired his ability to show up as a designer, but also like build a brand that's beyond just like marketing products, because I lived in that world for a long time, just around marketers, people who could sell anything online, and jewelry included. There was a lot of jewelry brands I knew of, and so he's kind of really elevated to the next level, working with some pretty impressive people around the world, and the designs coming out of it are really cool too. So I won't share his numbers, but definitely in the 7 figs, and it's really cool to see what he's doing. So great to have him on board. And now we've kind of got quite a few creative designer types and e-commerce guys as well. So cool to see. Also, a book I'm listening to right now is called Anything You Want, and it's the one that Cami recommended. And it was basically the story of this guy, I forget his name, but he started a company called CD Baby. And actually, I'm just going to move because I'm kind of in a no parking zone, so I'll keep talking as I go. But CD Baby, this is a long time ago, when CDs were a thing. He ended up exiting for $22 million or something, but he's a really interesting founder. I like the way that he thinks about business. I like how relaxed he is. He's not trying to be huge. He's not trying to do everything by the book. He's just been a real human. And he has 40 lessons for the new age entrepreneur, and it's worth reading. I won't go through them all. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but a little summary is that too many people spend their life pursuing things that they don't actually love. Huge takeaways, like your business is like a little ecosystem that you're creating however the fuck you want, with your own rules, your own laws. So you literally have permission to shape it how you want, and you should be happy in that process. And if you're not, maybe it's an indication that you're in the wrong thing. He also said, he talked a lot about the customer, how the customer is essentially everything. And so rather than trying to build for growth, which every business is trying to do and trying to get bigger and better, why don't you just build around making your customers happy? And it goes so much deeper than just like, make sure the experience is good. It's like, genuinely, what else do they need help with? How else can you serve them? How else can you make their experience better as well? And that leads to all of the growth. So just flipping that switch, and instead of going for growth, go for the customer, and then it'll lead to growth. It's product-led growth after all. And one final point is Chase Diamond is a guy I've been in contact with for a very long time, since the agency days. He has like a LinkedIn growth course. I'm pretty inspired to get into more written copy or written posting and socials. Twitter, I tried back in the day, and I kind of went viral. I don't know, it's like a weird knack for going viral or actually figuring social platforms out when I really put attention and time into it. So I'm only going to commit to it if it is actually something I'm going to put a lot of energy into. If there's anyone else listening to this that also wants to do the same and wants to have like a friendly challenge or accountability thread, I'm super down for that. But that's just something else on my radar, like expanding out beyond just the short form video stuff, which I'm more in tune with. And yeah, man, that was kind of a short, I had to keep it short because we're actually going to play pickleball after this. We've got to eat. I got to edit this YouTube video and upload it today. I got a call with Evan. We do a weekly level 10 meeting, and then eat pickleball, get home and sleep. I'm crashing with the fam again at the end of this trip. So it's been a cool, exciting week. A lot of content created. You guys will probably see that in the next video. We also went to, I was meant to mention this at the start of the video, we took the car up to Lansdowne a couple of times just to give it a run and give it a good test. And there was a couple of people commenting on these YouTube videos asking for a car, like deets on the car or a tour or something. So yeah, I mean, I'll probably feed that in at some stage. I haven't filmed a dedicated video for it yet, so apologies for that, but it is coming soon. I'm just enjoying it for now. And yeah, man, that's everything from me. A total shambles today, but that's part of the journey. That's what this week looks like. And if you enjoy this, if you want to hear more about Art of Mondays and me and what's happening, subscribe. And I hope you start fucking Mondays too. Peace.